Hey everybody, it's Sachi the Wind Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play Kindred Spirits on the Roof postgame. In the last episode, we took care of Sono's events, and in this episode, well, we kind of finished up with a lot of the kind of couples that we were working on, and what we kind of got left is mostly the main characters. And we got Hina, who, if you consider her a main character or not, I guess is debatable, but yeah. We've just got Sachi, Megumi, Yuna, and Hina left for events, along with the cleanup stuff, but I'll take care of that, I guess you can say, in a post episode. Who knows? I feel that there's probably going to be some things that open up after we have finished all these initial ones. And so, that being said, well, first off, as a note, I'm recording this literally like 2 seconds after, not like 2 seconds, but like a few minutes after the Sono part. Because I decided, hey, I got all this forward momentum going, I kind of want to keep going with it. That being said, I made a decision, and you can probably tell what we're going to be doing this episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing Sachi's Apple events. Yeah, I know what some of you might be thinking about, like, I know there's, like, okay. I know that some of you might have probably wanted me to do the Kindred Spirits last. Maybe it didn't matter. Again, the fact that you can tackle these in literally any order you want, it doesn't mean you need to go a super strict path. I just kind of did it in a way that I felt was nice, and, well, the reason that I decided to do the Kindred Spirits next is more of the fact that I wanted to do Hina and Yuna's last, because call it a weird sort of bookends thing that doesn't even completely make sense because we have a cleanup thing to do after we're done with all of these main ones, but I feel since the story kind of started with Yuna, I feel I kind of wanted to end it the same way, if that made any sense. So, hey, I thought, you know, why not, let's just do that. Of course, yeah. Of course, that being said, I still wanted to keep them in, like, an ordered pair. Like, for a while, I was tempted to do Hina, then the Kindred Spirits, then Yuna. But, you know, I decided, you know, keep them in the whole couple thing I was going. Why I decided to do Sachi over Megumi? No particular reason, I just kind of picked Sachi. And I guess you can say I'm a little more interested in seeing Megumi's events. But, I don't know. So I kind of want to do them secondary, but really there's no extremely, like, strong reason that pulls me to it. Just, I guess yeah. So anyway, let's dive right in. Let's dive right on in with Sachi's events. And of course, the first one's called Megumi. I gotta say, it's so weird kind of going back to these to the Kindred Spirits, though, honestly, because we actually have not seen them pretty much at all during the Apple events, because, well, aside from Supernatural Girl, where we kind of saw Megumi, they have no cause to show up. The other girls can't see them, after all. Which is weird how we've had such these, like, front and central characters for a majority of the game, and now in the post game, only now we're really starting to see them. That being said, I'm just kind of glad to see them again. It has been quite a while. Yuri patrols, of course. It makes sense. Again, they can't really patrol for any other particular reason except to find, because they can't really do anything about it. When it comes to finding girls who perhaps, when it comes to finding like girls who perhaps have like feelings of love for another, yeah, they can do a little more about that. After all, that's what we're doing for that's what we were doing for most of the main story. After all. And she's referring to Koba. Very easy to tell. Actually, oddly, wait, scratch that. We might have seen the kindred spirits. I might have actually seen Megumi in the. We've actually seen at least Megumi in the earlier, post-game episode. Yeah, Cardinal Syndrome Idiocy, I believe it's called. Koba's first event. I remember that name because it's very distinct. We actually see Megumi in that one. Alright, so I guess I was wrong. Well, we still haven't seen them in a long time, was the point. And yeah, it's very easy to tell that she's talking about Koba there. Sachi, I know you didn't mean anything by it, but like, did you kind of forget how possessive Megumi can be at times? And yes, I specifically used the word possessive for kind of being a pun. that was a pretty good scene. Yeah, honestly, this is another thing that's just kind of weird for me because it's not even one of those like, oh, I wonder if I'll see any of these characters in like a new light, because Megumi and Sachi get very developed, like very much get a ton of development going on. After all, they're a character we're seeing for at least 80% of the time. So yeah, we see a lot of them. So it's not like I'm necessarily expecting to see a new side of them or anything. We might, maybe, but yeah. Anyway, Junior. I guess you can say I just look to these more, again, mostly as an extension. But yeah. What? Did you guys see that too? The game just suddenly froze. Okay. That was weird. Pretty sure my recorder's still running though. yeah, no, the recorder's still running, so I'll definitely have to give this video definitely have to make sure this video still is looking fine in editing. Again, it doesn't seem like something happened, but why did it just suddenly freeze like that? Anyway. Yeah, magazines probably would be a bit weird for her, huh? Because again, she died, it was like 80 years ago, correct? I know she's... I would be confused between either 80 or 30, because I know Megumi died 30 years ago, but then I just remember Megumi died second, so... Yeah. A lot of... things kind of changed, things kind of changed a lot for her. So it is very interesting seeing her react to some of these things where, yeah, this one does kind of, yeah, this one does just kind of show her age a bit. Like, even if we're going through the actual, like time set of this game, which is 2015, someone told me. Yeah, that was about 3 years ago, so it wasn't that long. 80 years back would be something like, let's see, 2015. It's late, and I don't feel like doing quick math, so forgive me if this takes a little bit. Man, I really can't do quick math in my head right now, huh? Wait, let me just figure it out. Okay, 1935. Yes, I did have to use a calculator for the calculator for that. No, I don't feel too bad. I don't don't feel like didn't feel like didn't really feel like doing mental math quite, and plus it's kind of late, so I would have gotten it wrong anyway if I tried. Anyway. But yeah, 1935, so yeah, I feel there'd be probably quite a bit of there's probably quite a few things that she's not like yeah, there's probably quite a few things what am I trying to say? Quite a few things have changed since the 30s. And keep in mind, that's when she died. She's been around for quite a bit longer, probably like I imagine she's like, you know, she's like a third year or something. She's probably been around like late 1910s, so yeah. PCs. Man. For a second I thought like, wait, what's she talking about? But no, she's talking about PCs. Really is just that simple. It's the kind, I just like how she kind of phonetically spells it. Okay, yeah, that one's an interesting little thing. Again, more for kind of the like, I guess, kind of like little bit of a kind of not little bit, but rather big age gap those guys those guys have, or more like those two have. So yeah. Anyway, once summer ends, we've actually been going through these events rather quickly. They do seem kind of shorter than usual. Well, anyway, I'm not complaining too much. It is kind of good to be able to like go through some of these events rather quickly, and I guess maybe they are shorter than the others because I don't think I'm talking as much in them. Well, no, I'm talking I still talk a fair amount in them, but also you see these girls a lot, so these are more just meant to be extensions of the story rather than you know, giving them more character due to a lack of screen time, because they have a lot of screen time. I do like this little effect that now that, like, you know, someone's in here, they're kind of going with this, you know, the kind of transparent look. I mean, they don't have any special reason to do that. I guess it's just a nice touch. cell phone in quote. Nice touch with the cell phone being around in quotes, because I don't think Sachi completely understands those either. Nice effect that the ringtone is the main theme for this game, or the opening theme. Okay, that's actually a very interesting scene because it kind of, again, like, it's very similar to the way how some characters have interesting interactions with characters you don't expect. And while this isn't a full-on interaction due to the fact that they can't really, like, speak, it's something else. It's different, but it's, like, it's still kind of a cool thing. Because you see how Sachi, like, specifically thinks... what Sachi specifically thinks of, you see what Sachi specifically thinks of, Miki in that instance, and it's very interesting. Anyway, Chips. Kind of an odd name, but I guess it'll make sense. Even if it's just in, like, the weird way Hop made sense in that one kitty event. How she literally only says it once and then nothing ever comes from it. Anyway. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about it. It's like, wait, the festival hasn't happened yet. What's bothering her? It's like, oh, yep, no, the dating contest, that would still be bothering her. Yeah, there's some things where it's just like, you really can't tell someone. You just gotta let them figure it out yourself. Because if you tell them, they're just like, they either like won't believe you or they might start freaking out or whatever. Sometimes the order does matter in food. And is that it? Oh, no, there's one here. Milestone, alright. Well, I guess the milestone might make sense depending on where we are. We're really close. They're like really close to the end of the story at this point. It's October. Several barriers and so much uncertainty that it hurts. Really, again, strangely enough, one of the episodes I go back to with this series is the episode where Megumi and Yuna are talking about that. I just remember me going on that whole power rant of like, there's so much uncertainty with their plan that it almost literally hurts. Keep in mind that their entire plan is based off of a logic that also might not even work. Yeah, it worked out in the end, we realized, but yeah. Megami, you're talking about someone who has just a passion for cooking. It's not necessarily direct on your. It's not necessarily an attack on you. Just yeah, again, she just has a passion for cooking in a certain way she does cook. So I get her being a little bit worried. I'm pretty sure she'd also just be a wife. Well, like I know what she's saying. Maybe she's more saying to tropes, but it's like, nope, still technically called a wife. That is a good point that Sachi makes, though, and it's kind of the thing that I was kind of expressing a bit, back when she revealed her feelings about her cowardly side, and you know, it really just it it's kind of a thing that I've also grown to understand more why she feels she's kind of living in some sort of lie. It's one of those things about like kind of truly, it's one of those things about like finding yourself and like soul searching and all that stuff. So I can get her concern. I can get her concerns a bit. It's more of that thing of like what is truly you, and this is just kind of, and to an extent, her answer to it. Like, yeah, she kind of has those two sides of herself, her like courageous self and her shy self. But those aren't, well, one's not necessarily fake, while one's real. They both exist, just kind of in an interesting thing. They both coexist. It's kind of like a persona in a sense. You can say the courageous part is more of a persona in a sense, but yeah, again, she can do it so naturally because it has kind of become part of herself. Okay, that's actually also kind of an interesting plot detail about, like, you know, she says Inokis are like the kind of like the a milestone, kind of a resting spot for travelers before having to move on. Now it's also all the more fitting that that's where they pass on, in fact. That being said, I think that's everything. Yeah, that looks to be everything. For Sachi, at least, we still got Megami to take care of, but that's, of course, in the next episode. So, next time on Kindred Spirits on the Roof postgame, we'll be tackling Megami, who I believe is right here. Damn it, can't have a perfect street every time. This is hers, yeah. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then.